So we should be wrapping up that do now. So go ahead and put those computers up. Homework questions. That's where we at. Homework was page 9 and 10. 1 through 48 even. There was no questions on the homework. This is the part where y'all talk back. I know you had homework questions, but you got them all. You smart now. You got them all. You smart now. No homework questions. So the homework is going to go into your notebooks, filed in behind the Edmonton paper. All right. All right. Lesson time. So the lesson is we starting at 1.2. 1.2 is page 13. So the vocabulary, a verbal is a letter used to represent an unspecified number or value. Somebody read the next one. I know y'all can read. Duckworth.
I'm going to page 13.
And you're going to read the next one when you get there, right? You're the only one moving. Come on, Duckworth.
I didn't see that. What is it?
Page 13 is the second one, the algebraic expression.
Sam, what you just read?
I read a variable. I need you to read an algebraic expression. Page 13.
You said work? Right here?
Yep, right there. Help him out.
Yeah.
If you can point it out, you can help him out. Maldonado, read the next one. My man right here. Read the
A variable term is a term that contains a variable.
Miss Winters, Miss Robinson.
A constant term is a term that does not contain a variable.
Any questions about those, right? Nobody? A variable, an algebraic expression, a term, a variable term, and a constant term. So, example 1 asks us to write. It says write a variable expression for x 5x cubed plus 2. So we write 5 times x and the power and the third power plus 2. Oh, and the third power. 5 times x to the third power plus 2. Y'all see it? There's no need for me to write it if you see it and understand it. So it says check for understanding. It said write verbal expression represented 2 over 5m squared. A is 2/5 times the product of m and 2. The quotient of 2 and 5 times the product of m and 2. 2/5 m squared. 2/5 m cubed. What y'all got? A, B, C, or D? Come on. Anybody contrast C? It's C because of means multiply. I can go with that. It's what? One more time. The line is a fraction. Anybody else got any thoughts or ideas on it? Why it's what it is? So somebody tell me why it's not one. Don't tell me why it is. Tell me why it's not.
It's not A because the product means add.
The 2/5 is being what? What is the 2/5 being? Product means to multiply. The 2/5 and the M. Is it B?
Because you gotta divide two by 5, I guess.
Is it B though? So I'm gonna go out and tell you that it's not C and D. Why is it not C and D? It's not C and D because they don't have the +2 on the back, right? It looks like this. Oh, where's my little pen? It does. Squared is the look what's your name. But it looks like right? And then C or D does not have the +2 on the back. You see it on the page, you see it in your book. So that's why it's not C and D, ain't no +2. So now we down to 50%. Gotta be down to 50%, right? Multiple choice. I cut those two off now. I'm talking about A and B. A and B both have my 2 on the back, but do they properly describe? I'm tripping. Hold. This is the wrong problem. I think it's B. I mean, see, I'm looking at the check, but I was looking at the problem above it with the +2. That way, ain't nobody saying a word. So it's gonna be 2/5 M squared, right? 2/5 M squared. I was looking at the top problem, trying to give it a little dress up. So example 2 is write a verbal expression for a⁴ plus b 6b/7. And it gives us the example. It says a⁴ power, right? Plus the quotient of 6b, 6 times b and 7. If you put it all together, it's a⁴ power plus the quotient of 6 times b plus 7. I mean, and 7, not plus 7. Questions on that? See how they just broke it up, describing one thing at a time, and then make it a sentence. Example 3 is writing algebraic expression for each variable expression, right? So they gave us 2 times the quantity y plus 11. What does that look like? 2 times the quantity y plus 11. What symbols do I use? Come on. I'm not a dentist. Y'all making me pull teeth. What symbols do you use in 2 times? So what am I going to be doing at least? What's the symbol for multiplication? The X or a dot, right? So one of my symbols is going to be an X or the dot, and it says, and the quantity y plus 11. So I got a y, I got 11. What symbol do I have? Yeah, adding, right? So he just told me I got a dot and a plus sign, right? So now I just need to fill in the numbers they gave me. I'm gonna get 2 times what? Y plus 11. Is that right? Does that look right? Don't look right. So what should I change? The dot, but I'm gonna make the dot. We'll make the dot a parenthesis. See how the symbols change? My symbols for multiplication. They can be these, be this, be that. All those are symbols for multiplication. So depending on how you read it, depending on the symbol that you use, right? We wrote it the first time just as it came. 2 times y, but that y plus 11 was its own thing. So once we group them together with the parentheses, we no longer need the dot. That's example 4. Mr. Leisure. I'm in there. I told you, school ain't been on that long. By the end of it, I'm be saying it right. 4. Read the example for me.
Explain. Example 4. Write the expression soccer in the group play stage teams are placed in groups of 4 and they play each other. A team is awarded 3 points for and 1 point at a time and no points for a loss. Write an algebraic expression that represents the number of points accumulated by one team in the group play stage of the World Cup.
So it says define the variable for the unknown value. Let W be the number of wins and T to the number of ties and Z the number of losses for one team. Who I ain't got yet? Wow. Come on. So the number. So the number.
So the number of points awarded. So the number of points awarded for wins is 3W. The number of points awarded for ties is T. And the number of points awarded for losses is 0Z. The number of points accumulated is 3W plus T.
So they gave us 3 tasks to complete. A was write a variable expression for the number of points that were accumulated and interpret the meaning of the variable in the context of the problem. 3W plus T, and if 3 points times the number of wins plus the number of ties, right? B, what's the those are the answers. What units are associated with the variable? The coefficients of the expression. So our 3 was the number of wins, right? Wins and ties. So the variable represents the number of games. The coefficient represents points per game, and the expression represents the total number of points. How would the expression change if the points were deducted for each loss? We would have 3W plus T minus Z, right? Z would represent the number of losses. Here we go. Hardcore math. Evaluate algebraic expressions, right? So this is going to give us our introduction to substitution. Every year I try to really drill this hard because algebra is big in substitution, right? So substitution, we've talked about the different symbols, right? Substitution comes in when they're going to tell you beforehand what the symbols mean, right? I'm going to tell you what the symbol means. You have to substitute it in for the symbol in order to find the expression. So they have word symbols and examples, right? So where it says is words, the quantity may be substituted for the equal in any expression. The symbol, if A equals B, then A may be replaced by B in any expression. Example, if M equals 11, then 4M equals 4 times 11. Does that make sense? Everybody with me? So they want to evaluate this big expression. We got A squared times the quantity 3B minus A plus 5 divided by C if A is 2, B is 5. No, let's write it on the board. Look, teacher, breathing. Right? And it tells us that A is 2, B is 6, and C is 4. Right? So, the way you go through it is just substitute everything. So, 2 squared, 3, multiplied by 6, minus O. 2 plus 5, and this whole thing divided by 4. Now, once we do this, it starts to look just like that order of operations we were doing yesterday, right? So no one's confused about how to solve the problem at this point, right? Parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, adding and subtracting from left to right. So we have 4 here, 18 here, minus 2, 5, and we got division on the back. Now, does anybody see anything here that can happen that might save us 2 or 3 steps? What might save us a step or 2? It's to be shared. First,
doing stuff with parentheses, then Dina's made it in the parentheses, we divide, multiply 4,
anything being multiplied and divided will cancel out by the same number. If I gave you $5 and charged you $5, how much money you got? You got no money, right? If I multiply you by something and divide you by it, same as you started, right? I just took you through the rate. So because this is being multiplied and that's being divided, we no longer need it. We can just do the math in the middle. So adding and subtracting from left to right. 18 minus 2 is 16. Plus 5, 21. Make sense? Light work. Light work. Yeah. So that'll be where we stop. That is all of it. You can see back there in the board in the homework section for 1.2, instead of doing the even problems we did yesterday, we're testing it out. And we're gonna do 4 problems from each section following the example. So, I think it's page 18. You're going to do 1 through 4. You're gonna do 22 through 25. You're gonna do 36 through 39. And you're gonna do 42 through 47. That's 4 problems from each section in each example portion. So I'm not making you do 20 problems, period. Just want you to do 4 in each section. Right? I'm just trying to see what works out better for what class of people. Questions, comments, concerns, pushback? Nobody? Somebody. Did everybody update their data tracking sheet? Get your data tracking sheet updated. Everybody should have one, started one except for you because you're still working on the diagnostic. All right.